back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell. Daily updates. We're excited for today's beer. It's courtesy of Jim. Thank you so much, Jim. Really appreciate it. It's Tuesday, so I'm trying to test my palate. So this is definitely something well outside of my comfort zone. It's from New Glarus, and I love New Glarus. I love their fruit beers especially. This is an R&D, so research and development, vintage 2017, so about 3 years ago. It was bottled in April of 2017, so a little over 3 years. It's 5% ABV. Naturally occurring spontaneous fermentation creates this American Gueuze. I might be mispronouncing it. Coolship brewed and wild cave aged. Dan's masterwork blend of 3 years brewing is sour, citrusy, horsey, and vintage. I think it's worthy is what the last word kind of. It's cursive. It's kind of hard to tell what letter. Some of those letters. Yeah. So it's if it's by style, it should be old ale with new ale, right? Let's get into it. Got my St. Pauli girl glass. I think that the style is it supposed to second ferment in the bottle. I mean, look at that carbonation. That's very lively, very champagne-y, and in color, maybe a little bit less filtered looking than. No, it's pretty close to champagne. The head, I mean, just is beautiful. You know, it's going away quickly, but just so beautiful. And it was peaks and valleys, and wow, just beautiful looking beer. Man, let's get to the aroma. It definitely has that wild Belgian ale. Makes me think of like a more funky farmhouse ale. Like it's definitely what's screaming out to me. Lemon wrapped up with a fresh cut field, so it has that like outdoorsy. Hay kind of a vibe, but definitely has this nice citrus. Reminds me a lot of. Do I have it? Oh yeah, it's right behind me. It's Luminous from Ithaca, which I should review at some point. It'll be another one of these Tuesday reviews. But yeah, definitely this just a beautiful smell. And a tartness, and it reminds me of like something like a citric acid. Without the sugar to balance out like a candy or something, like almost like a Smarties without the sugar, Okay, it looks good, smells good. Let's see about the taste. Cheers. It's a lot of the aroma, but there's some other stuff. This is going to be definitely a good beer to do today because it's going to push me for sure. It's weird, the cap's like... I'll take a picture. I put this on Instagram. I'll take a picture of this cap. It's like bulging. It's weird. Anyway, you get that funkiness. It's not overly funky. It's about as tart as I want a beer to be, especially without some fruit to cut through that tartness. That's definitely a palate thing. It's dry. It is effervescent. It's champagne-y that way. I get a lot of that lemon zest. Then it's balanced out in terms of the fruit, I should say, because there's other fruit happening. A lot of apricot with that lemon. Tart raspberries. So yeah, for something that doesn't have any fruit in it, it's pretty cool how these fruits are coming through. These fruit flavors. said this so many times. You know, like with hoppy beers and how hops can bring certain flavors that it's the hop, right? It's not the actual pineapple juice or whatever, right? And you're definitely getting that with this beer as well, where you're getting, I mean, such an intense apricot and lemon, a little bit of orange as well, but like the orange is completely different than a hoppy New England style IPA orange, you know, but it's still orange, it's still a beer. It's so interesting, so cool. I'm glad I'm kind of forcing myself once a week to do something different. As I'm drinking, I think I'm just getting used to the tartness. It's very refreshing. It's like, you know, if lemon water was a beer, kind of, you know, but like it has, again, that added tartness, some of the other fruits going. There's a little bit of a crackery thing. If you're like, oh, where's the malt in this? Then I kind of noticed that piece of it. The aftertaste, it's familiar, and I can't place it. It's definitely lingering lemon. Like, that's definitely part of it, but there's something else to it. It's not quite a twang sensation. Like, it kind of reminds going, but it also could be because I ate dinner like an hour ago. I made some grilled flatbreads, and I put goat cheese on it. And like how goat cheese has, and I guess it kind of makes sense with what they were saying, has like that twang, but it's not full on that in this aftertaste, but it's there. It's really cool. There's a minerality to it. That's another thing. Yeah. This is really good. Thanks, Jim. And 3 years, 5% for 3 years. Has aged very well. As a style, you know, it is an ageable style. That's why I wasn't too worried about getting to it fresh. But yeah, great beer. Really enjoying it. I think it's pretty obvious. Something different. Thank you, Jim, for sending it. Thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate that. Check me out on Instagram and Untappd. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.